In order to do a good workout, we need just one thing. But where can I find it? There we go. That's what we needed. This is the only thing that you need in order to do a great workout. It's ready, go. Then we have the same and catch and pull back. Handle a little bit. So yeah, the pump is good. It might look easy, but this is really, really hard. Especially when you start pulling away and away and away. It's getting harder and harder. I'm sure that most of you already know what to do with this, but I'm gonna show you anyway for those who don't know. Even for those who know, maybe you will find something useful. Today I have with me a level 3 band. There are two ways you can do this. One way is just put it around and you have your resistance. But the problem here is that now you have 4 pieces, which makes this really hard to pull. So basically now when you pull it, it's really, really hard. If you want to do a hard workout, definitely do it like this. Or you can even do it double than that. So make it like this. And let me know in the comments if you can actually pull this or not. That's all I can do. Anyway, let me show you the best and easiest way how to do this, which is just put it around, put it in. That's it. And now we have only 2 pieces, which makes everything much easier. I recommend that you start like this to warm up, and then if you want to increase the intensity, then make it double or quadruple. Whatever you like, whatever you prefer, depending on your level. So now I'm going to show you a few exercises that I actually like to do with the band in this given situation where I don't have any other options. First one is very simple. I'm going to lower this down. Like I talked in the previous video, just put your hand inside and do your back pressure. You can do reps like this, short movements, or you can do like pulling back and pulling back. This is static movement and this is more dynamic movement. Whichever you prefer, you can do. Static movements are usually for those who have to heal some injuries. You can do this from below, you can do this from the middle, or you can do it from above. Whatever works for you, whichever style you're using, whichever position fits you best, that's what you have to train. Focus on your style, don't listen to other people like myself. Think for yourself. How I like to do it is to be on the same height with my hand. Because when you pull somebody high, then you gotta pull here. If you're pulling against hooker, you will definitely want to pull here. Second exercise, pronation. Your hand is flat, a little bit on the side, so not like this, but more like this, because now my hand wants to open, and here my hand wants to fall down, and it doesn't want to open so much because I'm already neglecting the rotation effect of the band. So what I want to say exactly is that when you are directly in line and you're doing the pronation, then you can just pull back and your riser gonna fall down, and you can even pull back with your riser folded. But if you just move a little bit to the side, you see immediately my hand is turning. Like, I'm not turning it, that's the force from the band that's turning it. So if I'm in this position here, a little bit sideways, so not straight, a little bit sideways, then all the forces are directly affecting my pronation. So I'm not folding all the way, I'm folding somewhere where I feel comfortable, and then from there I'm simply pronating. If you want to work more on your side, you can do more sideways movement, but if you want to work more in your pronation only, then isolate your arm and just work on rotating your hand. You see? It's harder than it looks, trust me. If you want to do the pronation from a little bit different angle, then just put it a little bit higher. This will be more for attack. In this situation, I'm not gonna go backwards. I'm not waiting for anybody to attack me from the start position, and then I'm going. And of course, this is only one way how to do the pronation move. You can also do it by simply grabbing it in your hand like this and simply going from here, which makes it a completely different exercise, because now all the force is much higher on your hand and it's gonna tire your wrist. When you do it like this, the weight splits. Or you can even do it like this, where all the weight is lower. So let's say this is high, this is the middle, this is low position. So if you do it like this, you would want to do it from below, because this is exactly where a hooker will attack you. So you want to be able to pronate through the hook and catch him and pull back and pronate. Of course, if you want to train your attacking pronation, you're going to train it from a little bit higher, and you're going to grab it only high like this, and from here put your arm next to your body, that's your table, and from here you just have, you don't have to go too far because now you're training only your pronation. So small movements. Or to make the same exercise a little bit more stable, just put your hand inside and grab it here. And now you have the belt on the same position, but now you don't have to hold so much with your fingers. And then we have the same movement. I would say this is a little bit easier than the other one because the band is already stuck on your hand, so you just gotta work with your pronation. Like, there are many different exercises you can do from this position. For example, just put it on your riser and just work your riser, or just pull like this with a straight hand. This is good for the start and for high top rollers who start like this. The next one that you can do is just put it half and half. You see, one is on the riser, one is on the pronation. And then from here, you can also work kind of rise pronation movement, which it's also really taxing on the hand. So that's about it for the pronation. I mean, there are so many different variations, and here you have the ability to put it wherever you want. So if you want it higher, if you want it lower, just find the right position that works for you best, that hits that part that you need to work on the most, and do it from there. Another way how to train efficiently and in the same time hit pronation and side press, you should position yourself parallel to the beam. You do the same for the pronation. I would go one more circle like this, in the position that I start usually, and then from here you have this movement. This way your pronation is attacked, and of course your side is working as well. So you're working two exercises in the same exact time. As I always say, train as close as you can to the way you pull on the table. Or if you want to go into the defense, just put it lower, and from here we have the same movement. You're a little bit away from your body, but this is a training. Try to stay compact, and from here try to pull back or defend or hold, and then just pronate out. Of course, this is very difficult to do on the table when you're losing, to actually be able to open up somebody, but still it's not a bad exercise to work on your pronation. Hook defense, bicep and side press in the same time. And of course, if you want to attack, which I prefer to do, position yourself from higher above, stay always with your hand and try to be as identical with your movement on the table. From here, again, it might look easy, but this is really hard. But it's a very good tool to have if you don't have a gym nearby or happen to be traveling and you're carrying around only the band. So if you want to train strictly side press without putting so much pressure on the pronation, just simply grab the band inside and just go sideways. You don't even have to move your hand like this. Get statical in one position and then just start to move away. But for this exercise, double the weight, because when you're not using your pronation, you have more power with the side. Double the weight, and from here, this is more like defense side, because I'm already away from my body. If this is how I start, and this is where I end up, like this would be a defensive side movement. But if you want to train your side from here, from a position when you start, this is how it should look like. Let me know down in the comments when you try it for the first time and you get surprised of how difficult this actually is. You're not gonna know the exact weight that you're gonna be pulling, but trust me, it's gonna be nothing less but hard. Let me just show you how I usually like to do the back press. I don't have to do anything else but just lean back. That's probably the easiest way to do the back. Pull and you stop somewhere and you try to imitate the real match itself. You can do a few variations here as well. Like I showed you in the previous video, you can put one band above, one band below, and then just do the same. And of course you can just go lower and just do this. Next, we're gonna focus on the supination. Everybody who wants to go in a hook, this is the exercise that you should be working on the most. From this position, put your thumb from above and that's it. If you want to do more on the supination itself, just like with the other exercises, just focus on the internal rotation and not so much on going sideways. But if you want to do more side press as well, from here, imagine like you're on the table, closing your hands, ready, go. You're gonna go inside. Just pull on your bicep and pull with your body. You just have one movement and that's it. Most probably that's why most of the beginners start with the hook, because it's the simplest technique to learn. Of course, you need a lot of cup, which we will get to. Now we're done with the exercises that you can do only with the band. And now, because I have few extra handles, we're gonna transition and see how that's gonna look with the handles. This is the first handle that I'm gonna use. So this is one of the special ones, the winners that have to travel around the world. Because it's very efficient and very good for side, cup, everything, for everything. Before you do a mistake like I did in the past and hook this thing directly on the band and damage the band right away, first you need another thing. This is the thing that we need, the normal belt. So the belt and the band are a perfect combination and a must for every arm wrestler, whether is it holidays, school trips, work trips, it doesn't matter. Take these two with you and you have enough to do a great workout wherever you are. So we put the band like this, we slide the belt inside, then we simply connect our handle directly to the belt. So now we have this setup here, which is pretty much the same as any pulley. From here I already talked about where you have to position yourself, so I'm not gonna bore you too much with the details. Again, you can watch the other video if you want to know more about it, but just simply do the cupping. Or side, just simply try to go side. And that's exactly where my injury is. Let's try the left and see if the left is a little bit better or not. Well, it turns out that I don't have any side pressure, so I gotta work on it, and this is too much for me, so I'm gonna change it back again to one. Still a weak ass. Alright, now it's much better because it's much easier. I usually position myself a little bit sideways, so not completely sideways, not completely in front of it. I go 45 degrees because in this situation your cupping is really affected. In the same time your side is really affected, because if you go here, the vector force on your side pressure right now is 0 because you're only cupping. If you go on the other side like this, you're just using side. So that's why somewhere around 45 degrees will be the perfect balance between the two. Now I'm just gonna isolate the cupping and I'm gonna show you how I do the cupping only. I'm not anymore on 45 degrees, maybe 10-15 degrees. So from this position here, I just try to close my hand. If it's easy, it's very simple. You don't have to change anything, just go a little bit backward. Or with the other hand. Of course, you can hold yourself like this because now we're not working on the side or on the back, we're just working on the cup. So when you isolate your arm like this, you can much more efficiently work on this isolated movement. So real quick about the side press, just go to the side. I like to just stay in one position and slowly increase the intensity. If you're a top roller, try to stay as flat as possible, or if you're a hooker, you can just hook and go sideways. That's pretty much it for the side with this handle. And now let's go to the next one and we're done, because this is really exhausting. So here I have two more of my favorite tools, which I already showed you in the previous video. I'm going to use the higher up position that I already did now with the cupping handle. From here, from this position, above with your hand and around. You place it a little bit on the front and in the middle. That's what I have found is the most similar to arm wrestling with somebody on the table, because you can do cupping, also do the riser, and then you have the pronation and the side at the same time. So all these four things you can work with only one handle. If you're a top roller like Vitaly Laletin style, you go here, or if you want to do it a little bit lower so it can go on the lower pronation, you can also do it from here, which is against hookers that you gotta pull them and pronate them. For the last exercise, I'm gonna do again with a pronation, but with a special new kind of a handle that I haven't even tried yet. So this is gonna be the first time I'm trying it right here in front of you. So this is my special handle. Not very special, right? But it perfectly fits in my hand. I really want to try it and see how this is gonna work out. So this will be the way to do it. One will go up or a little bit low, and the other one is always low. So let's try and see how this is gonna feel. It's better than just using the band or just using the belt, because you have something to hold on, and this makes it more realistic with the real arm wrestling that happens on the table. This was for pronation, of course, but if you want to go more on the riser, just place this a little bit higher, doing the rise, and you're pronating just a little bit on the side. So your riser is not falling down, but you're still going sideways. Very interesting. So that was it. I hope you liked this video. Let's see if we can figure out what is the best way for you to train wherever you are, whichever situation you're in. So yeah, the pump is good. Wow. I feel good, but that's it for today. Now I figured out why I was so tired all the time. Cusco is at 3,400 meters above sea level. And here there is not enough oxygen and you get tired really quickly. So every exercise that you do a little bit lower than 2,000 meters above sea level, it's easy, but everything above 3,000, or in this case 3,400, is extremely hard. I did like what, 15 minutes workout just showing you some movements, and it feels like I have done 1 hour full complete workout. You know, arm wrestling is fun, we all love it, we all enjoy it, and let's keep it that way. So stay happy, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.